Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Blake Clark.
How you guys doing? Hi, my name is Blake Clark. Thank you very much. I'm from Georgia originally. Well, thank you very much. Hey, I didn't start the place, I was just born there, okay? Accept no responsibility for it. I was born in Georgia, born and raised in Georgia, and I fought in Vietnam. That's kind of like being punished for the same thing twice. In fact, I used to have flashbacks in Vietnam. So I live in LA now, I live in Los Angeles, and I guess I've started, well, thank you very much. I guess I've started to adapt, which is scary when a Southerner starts adapting to life in Los Angeles. When I first moved out there, I couldn't, relate. And it's real important that you, relate in Los Angeles. See, I spoke like a Southerner. I still talk like a Southerner. I'd say stuff like, I'm fixing to get ready. Now, for some reason, this just frosted most of the ass of the Southern Californians, i.e. Los Angeles. Because they'd say stuff like, oh, yeah? So, how do you do that, dude? So, how do you fix to get ready? Now I'm gonna get ready. Dude. When I first moved out here to Los Angeles, I still had Georgia license plates on my car. I found out real quick that's a big mistake. You shouldn't drive around anywhere outside the South with Georgia license plates on your car. It's like putting a big neon sign on the back of your car that goes, hey, look at here. Here's a dumbass. Hey, look. Hey. Yo, look at here. Because people ride by, they always do this. People ride by, and when they pass the car, they always do this. They look over in the car. Like they expect to see pigs and goats and farm animals in the back. Like the two guys from Deliverance are gonna be sitting back there. So. Deliverance was filmed in Georgia, using real Georgians. That helped our image a lot, didn't it? Wee! Okay. Of course, certain guys saw that movie. Well, where is this river? They thought it was an episode of The Love Boat, you know? They were all over the place. Did you see the movie? You have no idea what I'm talking about. Should I explain it to her, do you think? Look at these four Atlanta businessmen decide for a vacation they're going to go down on a river in North Georgia. So they're going along, and two of them get tired and thirsty, and they pull over, and a couple of rednecks rape them. Happens all the time up there. Yeah, it's getting to be a real problem up there. The guy that wrote the book and also wrote the screenplay, his name was James Dickey. I'm not making that up. Now, I kind of like to figure out how this man's mind works. I mean, he's writing this book, you know, he goes, okay, four guys go down a river, two guys get tired, they pull over, and snake bites them. Nah. Okay, two guys pull over, and a bear mauls them. Nah. Okay, two guys pull over, and Junior and Bubba sodomize them. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, A does not necessarily follow B, that follows C on this thing. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but somehow it never occurred to me to go, hey, Billy Bob, see them two guys in that canoe down there? Let's ask them to the prom, won't we? Hey, boys, how about, can you dose it, though? Well, I've lived out there now for about almost 9 years, and like I said, I've started to adapt. And I found out one thing, too, in Los Angeles, when you have Georgia license plates on your car, people yell at you. They do. They yell. Everything has got to be your fault because you're from Georgia. This happened to me now. I was backing out of this parking space, minding my own business. I don't bother people down there. They shoot at each other on the freeways down there. Oh, I mean, if somebody blinks their headlights now, I hit the floorboard. I don't even take chances anymore. It's scary. I won't even let my wife drive. She drives so slow I can hear guns cocking a mile back. You know, it's scary. My wife drives so slow, she pisses off Japanese drivers, okay? And it's become like a competition down there. Everybody's trying to outdo the other person. I was on the San Diego freeway, guy drove by, threw a pit bull in my car. I dropped off in the Vietnamese neighborhood. It's okay. Okay, fine. All right, Vietnamese don't eat dogs. I made it all up. Vietnamese eat dogs. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Americans talk to dogs. Which is worse? Americans make dogs wear coats and sweaters and things. And there's always these little dogs that they make wear them, these little Lhasa and Shih Tzus, you know, these little... whatever they're called. I saw this in the catalog. It had this dog in there. It was a Neiman Marcus catalog. The dog has got a Neiman Marcus sweatshirt on with a hood and a pocket. And the dog's standing there like this. You know what's going on in the dog's mind. Get this thing off of me. Somebody please get off. I'm a goddamn dog. Dogs don't even sweat. We pant. People talk to dogs. People talk to... I have this neighbor, because he lives next door. He's got a big dog, a Rottweiler. You know, yeah, you know what kind of dog it is? Looks like a Doberman on steroids. The guy leaves him out in the backyard at night, every morning, 3 a.m. You can set your watch by it. The dog starts... 2, 3, 4... They do that pause, so you'll start to go back to sleep. And big dogs do this. Big dogs will do... That's sort of the dog equivalent of a human. So another thing too. Now the dog's master, smart guy, been to college. Well, Southern Cal. He comes out. No, I'm not making this up. Now the guy comes out on the back porch, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he goes, Rex, what are you barking at? Like the dog's gonna stop barking and start talking. If the dog could talk, he'd be going, hey! Hey! But I don't know, after Vietnam, it's really not that much of a sport anymore, you know? It's, No, I'm not saying I prefer to kill human beings. On the contrary, I'm just saying that killing defenseless animals isn't that much of a thrill anymore. It'd be different if they shot back. You know, 7 hunters go out, 2 come back, you know. You wouldn't see quite as many guys on that American Sportsman show on television, would you? Hey, want to do our show? No! Oh, hell, they killed everybody on there last week. Oh, I'm going to Beirut and relax. My brother's a big hunter. He's also a big fisherman. See, there are 2 kind of guys in the South. My brother still lives in Georgia. He's 2 kind of guys in the South, good old boys and rednecks. The difference is good old boys may raise livestock, rednecks get emotionally involved. Okay, you're making a value judgment over there. I don't think that's fair to do. Also, a redneck's idea of foreplay is, hey, bitch, you awake? Anyway, my brother lives in, but I'm sure you know someone like, he's a nice guy. Not the smartest guy in the world, but he's a nice guy. I was home back a couple of months ago, and he asked me, what does your son want for Christmas? So I said, gee, I don't know. He likes U2, why don't you get him a tape by U2? I swear to God, he looked at his wife. Us? He's the type, he leases cars. He leases cars. He's in charge of the rental department there at Riverside Ford in Macon, Georgia. Hey, gave you a plug. Anyway, he's gonna let me use a car. He's gonna let me use a car when I'm home. So he comes over there. I'm not making this up. This is a true story. He comes over to my mom's house. He goes, "Come on outside. I want to explain the car to you." So I went outside for him to explain the car to me. I thought I was going to get some kind of in-depth explanation of workings of an internal combustion engine. No, I swear. He holds up the keys. He goes, "Square key goes to the door. Round key goes to the trunk. Square key won't open the trunk. Round key won't open the door." My brother's a dear. I like my brother. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's got this 65-mile-an-hour bass boat. I don't know why. I don't think bass can swim 65 miles an hour. I'm not sure about this, but I don't know. Maybe he catches them and takes them skiing or something. I don't know. Someone had to. Maybe he takes that catch and release a little further. He takes it a step further, catch and recreates, what my brother does. I don't know. But he never catches anything to begin with, because he spent like $25,000 on this boat, motor, and trailer, another $10,000 on all these gears and gadgets and fishing tackle, and another $20,000 on this pickup truck, and he lives in a mobile home. Yeah, his wife is real pleased with her lot in life. Spun that matrimony wheel of fortune. Tick, 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 tick. Oh, great, bass fisherman, wonderful. Well, no meat coat in this lifetime. And like I said, he uses these plugs that are like 12 inches long. They're red and white. They have hooks hanging all off them. The fish are only 15 inches long. They're down there going, what was that? Did you see that thing? Looked like a torpedo with grappling hooks on it. Christ, he was going 65 miles an hour. My brother's a great guy, though. He's like me. He doesn't fit in well in the 80s either. See, I know this might come as a shock to you guys, but I am not an 80s person. I don't fit in the 80s. I didn't really fit in the 70s. Let's face it, folks, I don't fit in these damn pants, okay? Now, see, certain things happen to you. When you pass a certain age, you know, don't you, sir? For me, it was 35. It'll happen for you soon, sir. So that day, when you get up and you go to the mirror and you go, "Dad?" It's really scary. It's very depressing, especially if you're a woman. It's the 80s. The 80s are a desensitizing time. See, things start happening we don't even, we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on defense. Hundreds of billions of dollars on defense to defend us from the Russians, the Nicaraguans, the Libyans, the Iranians. When's the last time a Russian broke into your car and stole your stereo, huh? I'm not worried about Russians. I'm worried about Americans. I'll deal with the in the furry hats when they get here. In the meantime, defend me from Americans. Get my ass back from Kmart alive. That's what I'm worried about here. Americans kill Americans every day. 55 a day, every day, 365 days a year. They don't take a day off. And the reason that they do this is they get by with it. If an American kills an American, we send him to therapy. We try to get inside his head and see why he can't, cope. If a foreigner kills an American, then he's a terrorist. They just think Gaddafi had something to do with some Americans dying. They weren't even sure. They went over there and blew his ass up. They didn't go over there to see if he had letters of Jodie Foster. They blew his ass up. It worked. He's not messing with us anymore, is he? You remember Gaddafi? He drew a line of death. He challenged us. He went, "This is the line of death. Don't cross it." We couldn't wait to cross this line. We sailed across 2 oceans to cross this line and kicked his ass. We didn't ask him if he felt depressed. We blew his ass up. Now Gaddafi's in the desert going, "All right, this is the line of death. This is the line of death. This. I'm in Chad now." Hundreds of billions of dollars on defense. And what are they buying with your money? They got this thing called a stealth bomber. You heard of this thing? This invisible bomber? Folks, is it me? Come here, come here. We're spending $100 billion on invisible bombers. And some Southerner sold Reagan the idea. Yes, sir, Mr. President. There's 30 of them right over there. Right over there. You come back tomorrow, we'll have 30 more for you. Star Wars weapons and planes only the president can see. What they're not telling you about these Star Wars weapons that they want. They also want the action figures that go with them. Hundreds of billions, and they're building all these sophisticated weapons, these computerized weapons, state-of-the-art, sophisticatedly advanced technology. Who's gonna run all these weapons? You're taking money away from education, you're gonna end up with a guy like, that's right. I'm a nuclear missile technician. I work on nuclear missiles. I used to work at 7-Eleven, but I couldn't figure out the safe. Now I work on nuclear missiles. Well, I was working on this missile right here. Uh-oh. It was here a minute ago because I was working on it. Let me see, I better figure out where that thing went. Ring what all them burn marks are right there. Anyway, let me see, I think I got hungry, yeah. And I wanted something to eat, so I pressed that red button marked lunch. Reading skills are indeed important, boys and girls. Reading skills are important. Hundreds of billions of dollars on defense. You're a tax, you work, don't you, sir? Of course you do. What do you do, sir? Got any idea? You work with Holiday Inn. You pay your taxes too, don't you, sir? By God, sure you do. You know what they're doing with your money? The Pentagon takes your dollars, your money, and they go out and they pay like $800 for a hammer, $650 for a screwdriver. And then the IRS, speaking of screwdrivers, the IRS tells me I owe them $17,000 in taxes. Yeah, I sent them a Black & Decker skill saw. I said, keep the change.